There comes a point where you realize something essential about life. You don't have to force it. You don't have to control every outcome, every situation, every moment. Life already knows where it's going. Your task is not to wrestle it into submission, but to trust its flow. Trusting life does not mean becoming passive or simply accepting whatever comes your way without action. It means learning to move in rhythm with forces larger than yourself. Just as a surfer learns to read the waves, not to conquer them, but to ride them, to dance with their energy. When you fight against what is, when you resist the natural movement of life, you create friction. Tension builds inside your muscles, your mind, your heart. You carry this tension like armor, yet it weakens you. It's a war, not just against the world, but against yourself. And the casualties of this inner war are predictable. Anxiety, frustration, exhaustion, resentment, and a quiet, haunting sense of helplessness. You know it, don't you? Deep inside, there's a part of you that senses it, that you're sinking, weighed down by invisible chains. And yet, the idea of letting go, of surrendering, feels even scarier than the suffering you're already enduring. But there's another way. A path whispered by the ancient wisdom of the river. Let go. Trust. Flow. This doesn't mean you lose yourself. Paradoxically, it's where you find yourself. The true self. Not the one constructed from fear and resistance. When you stop fighting the current of life, you realize the river isn't trying to drown you. It's carrying you to places your mind could never have mapped out. But stepping into this way of living requires courage. The courage to trust the unknown. The courage to abandon the illusion that control guarantees safety. In truth, it is no longer just a beautiful idea. It's an urgent need. We live in a world that teaches us from the earliest moments to push harder, climb higher, win at all costs. We are conditioned to believe that success only comes through relentless effort, sacrifice, and total control. Never give up. Those who work hardest will succeed. The world belongs to the strong. These phrases shaped you, didn't they? They sculpted your beliefs about what it means to live well. They built, brick by invisible brick, a prison inside you. A prison made of tension, fear disguised as ambition, and anxiety wrapped in the colors of determination. The philosopher Alan Watts saw this madness clearly. He warned that the modern West, in glorifying control and competition, had constructed a deeply neurotic civilization. We're taught to always be doing, always moving, and yet nobody seems to know where we're going. Action has become more important than awareness. Productivity has replaced presence. Stillness is now seen as weakness, silence as suspicious, rest as laziness. We live in societies that venerate excess, too much work, too much information, too many goals. Life has become an endless to-do list, an exhausting project to be optimized and micromanaged. And the more you chase after more, the farther you drift from yourself. You become a stranger in your own story. Have you felt it? That hollow ache, that invisible emptiness even when you're achieving, producing, succeeding. That gnawing sense that something vital is missing. That something is the connection to the natural rhythm of life. The Tao, the great unseen current that cannot be forced, only joined. But the mind trained in control cannot easily accept this. It trembles at the idea of the unknown. It craves certainty, guarantees, insurance against mystery. And so it constructs rigid plans, suffocating routines, unrelenting goals, desperate attempts to eliminate all uncertainty. Yet in trying to strip life of its unpredictability, you also strip it of its magic. You erase the surprises, the spontaneity, the wild wonder that makes being alive a miracle. Alan Watts captured it perfectly. The harder you try to capture life, the more it slips through your fingers. You can trap a flower in a glass box to preserve it, but you lose its fragrance. You lose its essence. Likewise, the more you try to manage every detail of existence, the more mechanical, artificial, and empty your days become. Everything, even your emotions, your dreams, your relationships, becomes another item to organize, another project to control. But, and this is crucial, there is a way out. A way to live lightly, responsibly, and powerfully, without carrying the crushing weight of illusionary control. The wisdom of Wu Wei, effortless action, action in alignment with life, points the way. Living Wu Wei in today's world does not mean running away to the mountains, abandoning your responsibilities, or living in apathy. That's the common misunderstanding.
You are part of something infinitely larger, infinitely wiser. Your true power comes not from fighting the current, but from learning to read it, to move with it. To embody Wu Wei, you must slow down. You must learn to breathe before you act, to pause before you react out of fear or habit. It is choosing depth over speed, quality over quantity, presence over busyness. It's having the courage to say no to activities, obligations, and expectations that only feed a restless ego hungry for validation. It's tuning out the noise of the world long enough to hear the whisper within, the voice of your true self, always waiting, always guiding. And perhaps most importantly, Wu Wei means trusting the natural cycles of life. There are times for action, and there are times for stillness. There are seasons for blooming and seasons for retreat. Life, like nature, moves in rhythms, and winter is just as sacred as summer. But the culture of endless growth has made you believe that pausing equals failure, that slowing down is falling behind. Alan Watts reminds us, even the bare trees in winter are not dead. They are simply resting, gathering their energy for a future yet unseen. Sometimes, the greatest progress you can make is to simply allow yourself to be where you are, fully, without rushing to the next chapter. Practicing Wu Wei today is an act of radical rebellion. It means swimming against the current of collective anxiety, not to win, but to preserve your soul. It means saying no to the scarcity mindset that tells you you're never enough, and saying yes to the profound truth that being is already abundant. But don't be fooled. The old conditioning will pull at you constantly. It will whisper that you are falling behind, that you must do more, be more, have more. And in those moments you will face a choice: to collapse back into resistance, or to return to trust. That choice is the beginning of true transformation. Because there comes a moment in every life when you must decide, will you keep fighting, struggling, exhausting yourself against the flow, or will you surrender, not in defeat, but in conscious, courageous trust? True transformation does not come from forcing. It emerges when you stop resisting the life that is already unfolding within and around you. When you let go of trying to control, you create space. Space for unexpected opportunities. Space for intuition to rise. Space for the river of life to surprise you, nourish you, carry you. This is the paradox of true freedom. It's not doing whatever you want whenever you want. It's being so deeply attuned to the pulse of life that your actions arise naturally, like a tree blooming in spring, like a wave rising from the ocean. Freedom is acting without fear, creating without pressure, loving without needing guarantees. It's no longer being a desperate manager of your own existence. becoming a conscious participant in the vast, infinite dance of life. This shift doesn't happen all at once. It takes practice. It takes vigilance. It takes the courage to notice when fear tries to pull you back into old patterns and to choose differently. Now you know. Now, you have a choice. Before you leave this moment, I invite you. Pause. Reflect. Where in your life today are you fighting the hardest? Where are you struggling to swim against a current that might be trying to guide you somewhere new? Name it. See it clearly. Because sometimes, simply recognizing where you're forcing is the first giant step toward your freedom. And if something inside you stirred during this journey, don't let it fade away. This is not the end. It's the beginning. A new way of living is calling you. One of presence, of lightness, of real connection. The river has been waiting for you all along. It's time to trust it. It's time to trust yourself. The transformation has already begun, and it deserves to be lived fully. See you on the journey ahead.